Welcome, respected friends. Let us continue the study of this sublime, beautiful Shastra, Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana, invoking truly, genuinely the grace of Bhagavan Rama, Vasishtha, Gurus, so that as the knowledge given exactly that way, we are able to understand, assimilate, live it, so that we transcend the samsaric bondage and experience the moksha. Third Utpatthi Prakaranam, 14th Sarga, Brahma Pratipadanam is being studied. Everything is, in its essence, the Brahman alone. Let us try our best to assimilate and live this knowledge. We have seen up to mantra 50th, 50th onwards. Let us see today. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Om Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Ramanama Vararane Om Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Param Brahmane Shrutimatre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidya Acharyebhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Sri Vasishtha Vishwamitra Valmiki Veda Vyasa Vamadeva Naradadi योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्राणाम आचार्येभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयः श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि समस्त मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्तितेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्माद् क्षणाद् आरभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्रीमद् वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्रीराम वसिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः ओम तस्मै श्री गुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम् तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्धिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्र परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम ब्रह्म प्रतिपादनम नाम चतुर्दशः दशः सर्गः श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच पंचाशत्तम मंत्राद् आरभ्य 50th mantra onwards. Vasishthaji's teachings to Rama, very sublime, very rare indeed is the study of this text. Somehow it has come to us of which life we have done punya or prarthana. So, even though we may not deeply understand because of the subtlety of the language employed as well as the subject matter itself is so subtle, our mere effort is good enough to please the Lord Rama, Vasishtha, the Rishi. Definitely they bless us, empower us as the time passes with that required subtlety, purity that we are able to understand, assimilate this knowledge and live it to experience the bliss of being Brahman. With that positive note and Shraddha, Sankalpa, Prarthana, and without any impurity in the heart, malice in the heart, ego in the heart, without any sort of any dissimilar thought, and to the core purity and transparency, let us take up this study. Now, Vishwam, I am doing 49th mantra. Vishwam kham jagadihakyam खमस्ति विबुधालयः साकारश्चिच्चमत्कार रूपत्वात् नान्यदस्ति. Actually, this mantra contains Brahma Pratipadanam. Listen carefully. Vishwam, the entire Jagat. Kham, that space which is holding this entire Stula Jagat. Then Jagatu, in this whole Vishwa, the entire things and beings that are there. Iha, whatever the karmas done by them or the modifications which are happening because of nature. Vibudhalayaha, entire higher worlds of higher lokas and Ananta Koti Brahmandas, Kham Asti. All of them are infinite, blissful, conscious space only. All this Rupanama, what are they? Sakaraha. All the Rupanama, what we say is Chit Chamatkara. It is Chamatkara of the Chit only. Chit Chamatkara Rupatvat. With Chamatkara, Chit only there in that form. Therefore, na Anyadasti. Therefore, there is nothing called as Vishwam Kham Jagatu Vibudalaya Ityadi as other than Brahman. That's the meaning of Sarvam hi etat Brahma, as it is said in the Mandukya Upanishad. I know. In all the Upanishads, finally what is said is all that in its essence is Brahman only. See the power of Maya without touching the Brahman, with the substratum as Brahman, the entire never existing Rupanama, it is projecting and attracting our attention toward that Kalpitha Rupanama so much that we are deluded to take it as real to the extent of forgetting the reality behind that world and reality behind me. Isn't it? And how long it will take for us to understand this sublime knowledge and slowly give up the importance given to this Drashtadrushya and see that Druk Swarupa Paramatma, which is substratum of these two. Let this happen to us in this very life. Let us try. Isn't it, friends? Then, next one, Yo yadvilasastasmat sa nagadachana vidyate api savayavam tasmat kaivanavayave katha. So, all those things which are the vilasa of a thing are nothing but that thing only. This is what seen in all the savayava. What to talk about niravayava? We gave example yesterday. The millions of pots that are there, flower pots that are there in the whole world are nothing but vilasa of mud only. Therefore, all those things which are vilasa of the mud are never apart from other than that mud. Like that, take so many examples as we gave yesterday. Conclusion is, therefore, entire universe is Chit Vilasa. Therefore, entire universe is Chit and Chit alone. And that Chit is me. That Chit is Brahman. I am not one part of that Vilasa of the Chit, which are these Panchakoshas. Out of ignorance of the self, And delusion, I am myself by my wrong choice, caught up in the identity with this one set of upadhis. Give up these set of upadhis to the total upadhis, transcend the upadhi itself, and see the substratum. This is what is the Vedanta Upadesha. Digest it, try to achieve it. Right, friends? So, Savayavam Ayo Yadvilasaha Tasmat Sa Na Kadachana Vidyate. Understood na? The entire waves, bubbles, ripples, tides in the ocean are the vilasa, vilasa of the water only. Therefore, all of them are in their reality water alone. See how the Rupanama are deluding our drishti, which are never there, which are never real by themselves. See, even after listening this million times, yet how quickly we get lost in relating with, identifying with, living with the Rupanama and not discovering the substratum. ये है माया, ये मोह, इसको हमें अपने ज्ञान शक्ति से पार करना. Slowly, steadily. Keep on listening. Slowly, the understanding sinks in. Now, beautiful topic is coming up from here. Very sublime too. And throughout the 32,000 shlokas of Yoga Vasishtha Maharaman, whatever the names that are given to the prakaranas, Vairagya, Momokshu, Utpatthi, Sthiti, Upashama, Nirvana, and whatever the stories which are going to come up are narrated, whatever the languages that are given, whatever the logics that are given, whatever the explanations our Vasishthaji gives, all of them again finally say that the Brahman eva satyam jagat mithya, and you and I, the jiva, are never other than Brahman. Jivaha Brahma eva na aparaha. Mhm. Good, na? This is what is to be digested. If you digest it in the first chapter, first sloka, you need not study the entire 32,000 slokas. If you have not understood 32,000 slokas, study 32,000 times till it is understood. Don't worry about the number of repetitions taken, number of days taken, number of times taken. Be concerned about whether it is completely, doubtlessly understood or not, accepted or not, assimilated or not, digested or not, convinced about or not, and are we starting to live that I am Brahman and am I experiencing that or not? Isme drushti. Good. Now, Chiter Nityamachetyayaha Nirnamnya Vidata Krutehe Yadrupam Jagato Rupam Tattat Spurana Rupinaha. Catch this. Though the typical Vashishta's language it is very tough, or Valmiki's language, as simply he gave Valmiki Ramayana, Valmiki ji, so tough he gave this Yoga Vasishtha. Ramayana is same Ramakatha only, easy. But this is Tattva Katha, therefore, and it is not his independent writing. He'll have to write what Vasishtha ji said. Therefore, that language suits to the truth only, or language suiting to the truth alone, he'll have to use. So listen, Chitehe of this pure conscious self, Brahman, the Atman, the Paramatma. What is this Lakshanas of this Chiti? Nityam, it is eternal. Achetyayaha, there is nothing other than it in reality to be illuminated by it. If at all it is there, it is projected on it. Therefore, Achetya means objectless awareness, pure consciousness without conscious of anything. So, Chitehe, of the Chiti, which is Nityam, which is Achetya, there is nothing to be illuminated by it. Nirnamnya, which cannot be given any name, Vitata Akrutehe, which has no particular akara. So, Ruparahita, Namarahita, to be illuminated object Rahita, that Nitya Chit of the Chit Swarupa Spurana Rupinaha. It's Spurana only, this entire Jagata. So, Spurana Rupinaha yat Rupam Jagatah Rupam Tat Tatu. Spurana Rupinaha yad Rupam Tat Jagatah Rupam. Like the Spurana in the water is the wave only, is only the wave, isn't it? Is there anything wave, something other than water? Just a Spurana. Like that, the Spurana in the wood only, a chair. Spurana or Spandana, whatever you call. Don't go by literal meaning. Many a times, because of lack of vocabulary, some words are employed which have only gross meaning. But go beyond that gross meaning, try to catch what the teacher is trying to say. So the kampana, the spurana, the spandana, when these words are used, don't understand them in the sense of the grossest thing. You know, try to feel it, sense it in a very sublime form. You know, like the Chandrama is not Spurita, but my eye has become little blurred. Therefore, I see two Chandramas. So the Chandrama Spurana, if I call, Chandrama did not Spurita in my own eye. So too, consciousness remaining same in our drishti when there is some spandana, same consciousness is seen as this Jagat. We will see in the next text of Yoga Taravadi also, in all texts also, that when the mana becomes amani bhava, manasohi amani bhave, when the spurana of the mana gets quietened, like sleep but not into the sleep. What happens? Dvaitam naivopalabhyate, there is no dvaita. The adhisthana Brahman alone sing. Therefore, pure Brahman as if spurita is the mana with its vrittis. In the vrittis only the drashta, drishya, entire tamasha is there. Really, there is no drashta, there is no drishya. Both are pure consciousness. Blurred vision say seen. Seen with blurred vision, the pure consciousness is called the drashta, drishya. And this drashta, not knowing that drashta, drishya both are reality, is lost in drishya with the entire manipulated, unwanted, ragadvesha, etc. Ahanta, mamata, etc. Sab bakwas. You feel it. The waking mind, forgetting it is waking mind, projecting the dream world and projecting dream individuality with the Vyaktitva layers of the individual in the dream. And this waking mind only, stupid, identifying with that one dream personality of that Sharira Prana Mana Buddhi. Then differentiating the its own other part of the world as well as other people as if they are separate. Then with that people and the beings and things are this dreamer stupid relating as somebody is friend, somebody is enemy, something is mine, something is not mine. Actually, the upadhis of that Vyakti of the dream, then that Vyaktitva identifying with those upadhis, then the world in front, the people there, is not all of that is one waking mind only? Think. Don't we realize it every day when we wake up from the dream? As much we can contemplate and understand about the dream, so much we understand what Vedanta says about this Jagrat Yugat from the absolute reality, truth standpoint. That we have to realize. From the dream to the waking, we effortlessly realize or wake up from the dream to the waking. But from the waking to the Brahman, the Atman, we have to put those efforts. That's called sadhana. What is sadhana? Awakening from the long dream of waking to the pure awareness. Right? So, chitehe achetyayaha Nirnamnya, then Vitatakritehe. Yad Rupam Jagataha, Rupam Tat Spurana Rupina. Therefore, the Chit Spurana only the entire Jagat. Chit Spurana only the entire Jagat. With all its varieties of the Rupas, the Namas, the Kriyas, the Nirantara Vikriyas, that's modifications that happen, all of that has nothing but Jagat Chit Spurana only. Like the Jadugar's two hands and that Jadu Chadi. That makes the entire Jadu happen. Just like two hands and two legs and that facial expressions of the dancer, or that's all. The entire variety of the dances he performs, she performs. Isn't it? One Sharira only, making so many Kathak, Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam, Bharanatyam, all of them. And in each one of them, the variety of mudras. Is not one throat and one vocal cords and one voice. There's so many swaras, so many ragas, so many of ways of singing. Think. Is not one mind with so many thoughts in it, modification. If you can try to digest these examples, so too the one Brahman with Spurana is variety of the world. Here, therefore, the Jagat is never other than apart from independent of Brahman. But the Brahman is not the Jagat. That beautiful sloka of Vivek Chodamani or Atmabodha. Throughout life, you remember Jagat Vilakshanam Brahma Brahmanonyat na kinchana Brahmanyat bhati chen mithya yatha marichika. This is one sloka. Then another one is what? Hmm. Jagat Vilakshana Brahma, Brahmanonyan Kinchana, Brahmanyad Bhati Ched Mithya, Yatha Maru Marichika. And also another one is what? Astiti yo vakti na tasya mohaha vinirgato nidritavat prajalpaha. If somebody says there is a Jagat other than Brahman, all his talking is like he is blabbering in his sleep. Beautiful, no? Okay. These 800 crores of human beings, just because they are identified that they have the Upadhi and living like a Jiva, not erasing Brahman. That doesn't mean that Brahman is not there and Jagat is real and Jiva Bhavas are real and transactions are real. No. आज मुझे ये thought आया. Go to the space some 20 kilometers. From there look at the whole world. The whole human being appear like ants only. And like what the ants think and do, we don't know. Meaningless. Just living for their own body. So to the entire human beings, in their own stupidity and ignorance, living only as body, how can they become the authority or pramana to deny the reality Brahman and to give reality to the upadhis and jiva bhava and jagat? You and I should think this way. And yet, in the world outside transactional, live normal worldly rules. But within us, let us slowly, steadily discover the substrate. बाहर जो करने कर अंदर तत्व को जानो. Think. Hope it is slowly entering. It's clicking. Wish and pray. Rama blesses us. Vaashishtha ji blesses. Now, yesterday we stopped here. Mano buddhir ahankaro bhutani girayo dishaha iti yastu rachanaha chitaha tattvat jagat sthite. Very sublime. Listen carefully. Manaha. All of us our mind. Sankalpa vikalpa. Buddhi. All of us have that nischayatmika buddhi. All of us have the ahankara, that I am, and bhutani, all the other beings perceived related to us by us. Girayaha, all the mountains, etc. in the world. Dishaha, all the directions. Means few items are given to say entire things of the world. Iti yayaha tu rachanaha. Whatever this rachana is there, chitaha. All of that is chit rachana only, chit kalpana only. Chit only in that form. Why? Tattvat jagat sthitehe. So jagat sthitehe tattvat means what? Before the jagat appeared, the jagat was sthita in that chiti only. When the jagat is appearing, at the time of appearance also it is stationed in the chit only, in bracket sat. When the jagat, retail or wholesale, dissolves, it dissolves in that chit swarupa or sat swarupa paramatma only. Therefore, from whatever anything comes, stays and goes back into, it is that and that alone. Hana? The waves come from the water, stay in water, go back into water. Therefore, waves are nothing but water. Therefore, manaha, buddhi, ahankaraha, bhutani, giraya, disha, all of them are emerging out of chit only, staying in chit only, go back to chit only. Therefore, can they be any time other than the chit? That otherness that they are other than chit, that is delusion. And chit not known is ignorance. चित स्वरूप आत्मा को नहीं जानना अज्ञान है और उस जगह पे all these things seen as other than the chit, independent, real by themselves. It's called illusion. Not seeing water as ignorance, seeing the waves and taking them as real is called illusion. Then this wave is good, wave is bad. This is called samsara. Which wave is good or bad for us to say as if the wave is real? Think. Nothing good or bad in waves. It's not real at all. Same time, because the wave is not real, when there is a cyclone, let me go and stand in the wave. That way you don't try. Now the cyclone is coming in next 6 hours. Muntha cyclone. Whole thing is alerted. I don't know how drastic will be its effect. And in 2-3 hours it'll. Because this body will be affected by those waves. When you are talking from the Atman standpoint, it is from Atman standpoint. This body, don't put it in that waves. It will blow away only in the wave. वो बेवकूफ़ी मत करना. Swamiji, if the waves and tides are not real, water alone is real, then let me stand in that water wave. I should not be drowned. Which me, Sharira. Sharira will be drowned only. The Atman will not be drowned. Isn't it? स्वामी जी आपने कहा हाथी में भी परमात्मा है. मैं उसके सामने खड़ा था. That hathi with its trunk lifted me and thrown me. My dear, the hathi has not lifted you, the Atman. It has lifted and thrown the body. Atman was intact. In this body which has fallen, in the body of the elephant which has thrown you, your body. Isn't it? Don't be in that lower misunderstandings. Little matured, we have to become necessarily like in Vyavahara, so too in Vedanta. May it come to us. So therefore, what is said here? Mano, buddhi, ahankaraha, bhutani, girayah, dishaha, iti yayaha tu rachanaha chitaha. Whatever they are there, they are all chid rachanas only. Therefore, they are chit only. Because तत्वात जगत स्थिते है. मतलब जगत स्थिति है तत्वात. उस जगत का जो पहले लिस्ट दिया गया है उनका स्थिति फाइनली तत्वात, इन दैट ओनली. है ना? All the ornaments stay in the gold only, therefore they are gold only. What is pure Vedanta finally? Gold alone is real, ornaments are kalpitha, For the Vyavahara, use the ornaments, but don't give them the reality. Remember always the substratum gold. Toward the Kalpitha Avaranas, don't have Vishesha Ragadvesha. In case of gold, gold is other than me. Therefore, the gold ornament can go and I may suffer the loss of it. Examples, limitation it is. In place of gold, take the Atman. It is always there. It will not be lost, luckily. Nobody steals it. So I am that Atman, all pervading. On this, the entire Jagat Rupanama Kalpita. Don't attach to it as real with Ahanta and Mamata, but play when it is required to be played. But while playing, follow the rules. In and through, don't forget the substrate. Listen. Listen again. Listen again and again. Listen. Don't get tired. Don't get exhausted. Don't feel bored. Don't feel it is routine or monotonous or boring. No, this is the highest of the wisdom. If it doesn't click, you are kicked in the samsara. If it clicks, you are beyond all bondages. ठीक है संतो नेक्स्ट वन चितेश्चित्वं जगद विद्धि न जगत चित्वमस्ति अजगत्वा तदिच्चित् तद अजगत्वादचिच्चित् स्यात् भानाद् भेदो जगत कुतः. See, Vasishtha ji also plays with Rama and us. He is saying a tongue twisting shloka. You don't have tongue twistings only in English. There are tongue twisters in all languages, in Sanskrit also. And the Betty bought butter, the butter was bitter, Betty bought some better butter to make the bitter butter. See the tongue twisters. There are so many tongue twisters in Sanskrit, thousands of them. And chant the every Sanskrit is tongue twister only. That's why it is tough for us to chant. See that Mahishasuramardhini, how many tongue twisters are there? In that Ravana Kruta Shivatandava Stotram, how many are there? And in Rudram, how many tongue twisters are there? In every of these stotras, there are beautiful tongue twisters. Sahita Mahamahava Matalli Kamalli Taralla Kamallarate Virachita Valli Kapalli Kamalli Kabelli Kabelli Kavargavrute Sitakurta Pulli Savulla Sitaru Natalla Japallava Sallalite Jay Jay He Mahishasuravardhini Ramya Kavardhini Shaila Sute. है ना करमुरलीरववीजित कूजित लज्जित कोकिल मंजुमते मिलित पुलिंद मनोहर गुंजित रंजित शैल निकुंजगते निज गुण भूत महाशबरी गण सद्गुण संवृत केलितले. Everything is beautiful in that. है ना शिवतांडव जटाकटाह संभ्रम भ्रमन निलिंप निर्जरी विलोल वीचि वल्लरी विराजमान मूर्धनि धगत 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 ज्वलल लाटपट्ट पावके किशोर चंद्रशेखरे रति प्रतिक्षणम मम. Sanskrit is so beautiful with so many tongue twisters. ब्रह्मानंद रसानुभूति कलितैः पूतैः सुशीतैर्युतैः युष्मत् वाक् कलशोज्जितैः श्रुतिसुतैः श्रुतिसुखैर्वाक्यामृतैः सेचय संतप्तं भवतापदावदहन ज्वालाभिरेलं प्रभो धन्यास्ते भवदीक्षणक्षणगतेः पात्रीकृताः स्वीकृताः. ಏನು ಈಶಾವಾಸ್ಯಂ ಸಪರ್ಯಗಾ ಶುಕ್ರಮಕಾಯಮವ್ರಣಮಸ್ನಾವಿರಗಂ ಶುದ್ಧಮಪಾಪವಿದ್ಧಂ ಕವಿರ್ಮನೀಷೀಃ ಪರಿಭೂ ಸ್ವಯಂಭೂಃ ಯಾಥಾ ತಥ್ಯತೋರ್ಥಾನ್ ವಿದಧಾತ್ ಶಾಶ್ವತೀಭ್ಯಃ ಸಮಾಭ್ಯಃ. Wonderful. I tell you, Sanskrit, in trying to chant that without mistakes, that itself is all your yoga sadhana of chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata are achieved. You try. Without mistakes, try to chant. That's enough. You will get all the ekagrata required. So here also, here Vasishtha ji, what is this? Chitesh chitvam jagad viddhi na jagat chitvam astihi ajagatvad achichit syad bhanad bhedo jagat kutaha. How many sandhis, samasas are there in it? Not samosa, samasa. So chitehe chitvam jagad viddhi. है ना The Jagat is nothing but the Chitta of the Chit. The pure consciousness, Shakti, Parinama, only this Jagat. Please know that. Na Ajagat Chittam Astihi. If the Jagat Prakatana is not there, then Chit Shakti is redundant too. Ajagatvad Achit Chit Syat. When the Jagat is not there, the Chit is without its Chit Shakti. Bhanat, when that pure Chit is realized, Bhedaha Jagat Kutaha. The Jagat, as if other than Paramatma, where is it existing? See how many tongue twisters and how many explanations here. So here, both things are told. The prakatya of the Jagat and its bandhana, the dissolution of the Jagat and moksha. So Chitta, Chit Shakti, Jagat Vyakti Karana. है ना? When the Jagat is Vyakta means expressed, it is Chit Shakti only. Isn't it? One side, if Chit Shakti is not showing its Vilasa, where is Jagat? The other side, if the Jagat is not there, what is the expression or use of presence of the Chit Shakti? Isn't it? Then finally, when the Jagat dissolves, the Shakti also goes away. What remains is Chit. Or when the Shakti stops expressing, then the Jagat dissolves. What remains is Chit. Or when you attend to the pure Chit, isn't it? The Chit Shakti is never separate from the Chit. Therefore, Chit is realized, Shakti is no more there. When the Chit Shakti is not there, where is the Jagat projected at all? A very sublime knowledge it is. After many lives of listening to Vedanta Upanishads, that these knowledges are discussed. हम तो बच्चों की तरह ऐसे बोल रहे हैं एंड यूर ऑल्सो टाइम पास के लिए सुन रहे हो मूंगफली खाते हुए या वॉट एवर खाते हुए टीवी देखते हुए एक तरफ two screens. One screen, Swamiji is talk in mute. Other screen, other thing going on. Nowadays, double screens are not there. I don't know why. Anyway, maybe this reason only that people are not watching cinema. Unnecessarily, they are getting disturbed also with satsanga. Somebody might have recommended, so they stopped double screen. Jo bhi ho, we are just at this small level of our intellects, trying at least to see the literal meaning of the words. Later on, we'll go into the deeper understanding of them. And on the seat of meditation contemplation, we actually visualize whatever is said. That the self alone and its Purana or Spandana is the one which is making the Paramatma only appear as the world. There's no two things. Always remember, only one principle if you remember throughout life, Vedanta is understood. Only one, no two. What is it? There are never two things called as the gold and ornament. That's it. If this much is understood, you have understood entire Vedanta. There are never two things called as gold and ornaments. This is the only sentence. Two more analysis on that is, then if there are not two, only one, among them which is real? Is the gold or is the ornament? Then the logic is, which always is there is real, which comes and goes is unreal. Always is gold, therefore it is real. Comes and goes is ornamentation, unreal. Therefore, same way, there are no two things called as Brahman and Jagat. If there are no two things, then among these two, which is real, which is unreal? Naturally, which remains always is real, which comes and goes is unreal. What remains is the Brahman, the Jagat comes and goes. Brahman is real, Jagat is Mithya. Adavante jennasti vartamane bhi tattatha. And allow this knowledge to sink in by giving due importance to it, sincerity to it, seriousness to it through the contemplation, through the feeling, through the respect to this knowledge. Then become introverted in trying to see that reality. When you try to see reality, we become that reality. Janata tumahi, tumai hoi jai. When we become that reality, everything is me only. चमत्कार हो जाता है वहां. Try. Let us try. So, chitehe chitvam jagat vidhi. The whole jagat is nothing but the chidvilasa of the chit swarupa Paramatma. Na ajagat chitvam astihi. When the jagat is not there, the chitvam, the chit shakti is redundant. Ajagatvat, when the jagat is dissolved or devalued or transcended, then chit ajagatvat achit chit syatu. The chit will be chit without its chit shakti. Bhanat, when that reality is that way realized, bhedah jagat kutaha. Where is the jagat as if other than Paramatma Tattva? So beautiful it is. Bhedah jagat kutaha. Where is the jagat as if apart from other than Brahman? See that? That's what. Where the rishis, the Brahmajnanis see the Brahman, there only we see the jagat. And where we see the jagat, there only they see the Brahman. So we drishtim mohamayam mayamayam krutva pashet jagadmayam brahmam. That is our mistake. They drishtim jnanamayam krutva pashet brahmamayam jagat. Our drishti is mohamaya. Therefore, we see the Brahman as jagat. Their drishti is jnanamaya. Therefore, they see jagat as Brahman. Simple. Jnanamayam krutva drishtim jagat brahmamayam pashet. When the drishti is ajnanamaya, Brahman is seen as jagat. When the jnana is there, the waves are realized as water. When the ajnana delusion is there, the water is seen as waves. So simple, no Vedanta. But simple things we don't value. God is simple, we don't value him. Our gurus are simple, we don't care only them. And the complicated things we value. Wife, husband, children, stupid fellows like buffaloes, they eat our time and life and money. And we value them so much. And the other friends, the naukari, the money, the most complicated delusory maya we value. Simple Vedanta, simple Guru, simple Bhakti, simple Tattva Jnana, we don't care. Suffer? Okay, now Chiter Marichi Bijasya Nijayantaschamatkritihi Sa Chaisha Jiva Tanmatra Matram Jagaditi Sthita. See, Chitehe Nijayantaschamatkritihi. Chitehe, of that pure consciousness, Nijaya, of its own, Antaschamatkrithi, its own Chamatkara, which becomes Bija. Because of this Chamatkara Shakti of the Chitta, which acts as a Bija, Sacha Esha Jiva, that alone expresses as the set of these three. What are they? Jiva, Tanmatra Matram, Jagat, it is Stita. The Jagat, the Jiva, the me, the Tanmatras, and the Tanmatras getting modified into the entire Stula Rupas, whether it is Dehas or the objects of the world. All of them are Chitehe Nijayaha Antaschamatkriti, which is the Bija. Pure consciousness, Chamatkara Shakti only is the Bija, from where the Chit Paramatma only is depicted as, playing as, seen as, shown as, and mistaken as, misunderstood as the Jiva, the Tanmatra, and the Jagat. So, Jiva Tanmatra Matram Jagat iti Sthita. Chamatkurti eva Sthita. Just pause for a minute. Try to see if something is understood. Like it is, as we say, the chamatkara of the mud, which is there in the mud only, is making the mud appear as the pots and flower pots, etc. Without the mud getting changed into anything. Think. Can you catch the subtle point? Mud remains intact, But within the mud, there is a Vichitra Shakti, which is without changing the mud, making it appear as pots, etc. Isn't it? What we do, we get carried away the Rupanama and feel as if there is no mud. Are Maharaj, whatever you are touching as pot and saying that pot hi idhar mud kidhar hai, you are touching the mud only. You are weighing the mud only. You are talking about the mud only there, which is never changed when it was in the form of mud also, when it has now taken as if the shape of the pot also. Anna, please remember the shape of the pot in the mud is not in the mud, in your eyes. So too, the whole Jagat is not in Paramatma, it is in our drishti. What is there in Paramatma? He alone is there. What is there in the gold? Gold alone is there. In the gold, where are the ornaments? Ask the gold. Hey, my dear gold, do you know you have ornament in you? It will tell, Kidhar hai dikha. It will see itself only, no? In and through the ornament which we call as. गोल्ड को ऑर्नामेंट कहाँ दिखेगा उसमें कुछ खुद को खुद ही दिखेगा ना सो टू इन द प्योर सेल्फ इफ यू आस्क इट डू यू सी द जगत इन यू इट सेज इट इज नॉट देयर आई अलोन एम देयर isn't it? So it is sense of otherness of us from that reality is making us see the jagat reality as the jagat. Therefore, when I realize my oneness with the Paramatma, there is nothing called as jagat other than Paramatma. How do I realize my oneness with Paramatma? When I reject my identity with the upadhis, which was making me behave like jiva. That's why million times we said, Nirupadhika jiva is Brahman, Sopadhika Brahman is jiva. Jiva without upadhis is Brahman. And the husband or the father without the son is man. The man with son is miserable father. Isn't it? Think. सुन के हमको एक दिन क्लिक होना चाहिए I am the pure Brahman with upadhis. How I became Jiva and Deha and Samsari and suffering. What a murkhata it is. Till that inner transformation or realization happens, keep on allowing the Guru to speak. Keep on listening, listening, listening. You know, first तो हमको बोरिंग लगता है, not required लगता है, unnecessary लगता है, extra botheration लगता है. Instead of all this boring satsang, if this guru can teach me something by which I can get lot of money, I can get lot of friends, I can get lot of power, that would have been nice. ऐसा लगता है शुरुआत. Guru, what are you teaching? You tell me something by which I can get lots of money and clear all my debts. Or I can remove all my diseases and live long healthily enjoying the bhoga of the world. ऐसा पहले लगता है. But then sunte sunte and it clicks that the problem is with the upadhi and their tadatmya only. The problem is with reality given to the world and objects only. The problem is with having desires for the objects of the world only. When these things realized, it will happen. Then we say, oh, I say sorry. I mistook you and I mistook the world. I don't want the world. This knowledge I want to understand more clearly. Please tell. Yeah, now listen again. Like Arjuna. Not that first time he heard Gita or knowledge given in Gita. He heard this from many people earlier, but he was not in a mood of registering it because he was busy in other things. But now he is in such a crisis that I have to fight and kill Bhishma and Drona, and I have to kill Duryodhanadi, Karnadi, or they will kill me. What a situation, crisis I am caught up. What exactly this tamasha? Oh Lord, you tell me. What is race? This is there is no Bhishma, Drona, Karna, kuch nahi hai. There is no Arjuna or Krishna. Everything is one Brahman. एषा ब्राह्मे स्थिति पार्थ न एनाम प्राप्य विमुह्यते स्थित्वा स्यामन्तकालेऽपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणम् कृष्ण वासुदेव ओके चितेर मरीचि बीजस्य है ना Marichi means the wave of the world. For the entire wave of the world, the bija is of this Chit Shakti, the Antashchamatkriti. That is its Maya Shakti. So Atma Chaitanya का माया शक्ति ही मरीचि रूपी जगत के लिए बीज है. सा च एषा, that चमत्कृति only जीवा तन्मात्र मात्रम जगत इति. The jiva bhava in me and all tanmatras which are making my own देहेंद्र प्राणादि and the outer jagat. All of that is चित चमत्कार से चित के ऊपर ही कल्पित है. Wow. Again I will tell. Again and again we will see. Million times Vaashishtha will say till it is understood. Next, चित्तात् स्वशक्ति कचनम यदहम भावनम चितः जीवः स्पंदन कर्मात्मा भविष्यदभिदो हि असौ. In this first round, this is how each shloka's meaning we'll see. Later on in our after 10 lives, again when we are born as human beings, somewhere we happen to meet, or you will get somebody to talk to you, or you will only talk to me, I will become the listener or the Yoga Vasishtha Maharaj. That time, the connection between the shlokas more comprehensively we will discuss. फिलहाल तो एक एक श्लोक का अंतरार्थ का ही समझने का कोशिश. अंतरार्थ भी नहीं, ओनली पदार्थ. सो कहते हैं यहां चित्तात स्वशक्ति कचनम. चित्तात स्वशक्ति कचनम यत of the pure consciousness, चित्तात स्वशक्ति कचनम यत अहम भावनम चितः. चितः of pure consciousness, swashakti kachanam, the manipulation of its own shakti, is the chitta, and with that chitta identity, the chittandi now gains the aham bhava. So chitta plus chitta is equal to vishesha aham bhava, whether it is samashti aham as Ishvara or veshti aham Sivandai. So चित्तात स्वशक्ति कचनम यद अहम भावनम चितः. चितः स्वशक्ति कचनम चित्तात यत अहम भावनम. So what is aham in me, which is other than you, which I always feel? Actually, I am that consciousness which is everywhere. Even the same consciousness is there in the birds, the animals, the plants, the even one cell, जीवी also, एक कण, सब में एक ही कॉन्शियसनेस है, वही मैं हूं ना. But do I feel so? Don't I feel I am as if separate from you all? What is that? That chitta. In that chitta, the aham vritti. In that aham vritti, the chitta. The consciousness identified with that aham vritti is now the separate aham, which is making me feel as if I am other than you. If I can drop that aham vritti as I do in sleep, therefore I don't have separate identity. इसलिए निद्रा में कौन पैर डाल रहे, कौन हाथ डाल रहे, कौन धक्का दे रहे, कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. But that's utter ignorance. So chittat swashakti kachanam yat aham bhavanam chittah. Then that chitta identified with chit shakti now has become aham. That's called as jivaha. This jivaha now spandana karma atma. In this jiva, that chitta now goes through various spandanas which express as raga, dvesha, kama, krodha. Then those prompt this jiva to do the karma. Jivaha spandana karma atma. Then once that tadatma with the ahamvritti becoming the jiva, then the chitta spandanas of ragadvesha valued. According to that, when the karmas doing starts, that cycle totally sets the cycle of karma, karma phala, janma, marana, ityadi. Jivaha spandana karmatma bhavishyat abhidohi asau. Bhavishyat means in future. That's how the jiva gets cycled into. Like the person, jobless, happily staying at home. सडनली पापा मम्मी ने जबरदस्ती किया इसको, जॉब में लगा दी. A new cycle only starts time for him. सुबह उठो, नहाओ, ब्रेकफास्ट करो, सारे कपड़ा टाई सूट बूट पहनो, ओ देन गो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन वट एवर द जॉब यू आर. इफ यू आर ए सेल्स पर्सन, एक जगह से धक्का जाते शाम को थक कर आ जाना, अगेन खसो जाओ, फिर नेक्स्ट डे, देन मंथ एंडिंग यू गेट सैलरी, देन यू गो फॉर योर परचेसेस एंड ऑल. ये साइकिल ही सेट हो गया कि नहीं? मोमेंट यू गेट ए जॉब, डिफरेंट साइकिल हो गया हो बस. अर्लियर इट वाज नॉट देयर बट इट हैज सेट इन. सेम वे this stupid fellow, when he is enjoying the job, suddenly parents are jealous of him. How can this fellow be so happy, independent? Let us make him also as miserable as we are. And the very effective way to make anybody miserable is iska shadi kar do. Suddenly new set of uska cycle setup hota hai na? Every 2 seconds the wife calls from home to the office. 2 seconds or 1 second, isn't it? देन धमकी देकर बोलता है, अब मुझ 10 मिनट तक फोन मत करना, मैं बिजी हूँ. विद इन 2 मिनट्स अगेन फोन कम्स एंड शी सेज सॉरी बाय मिस्टेक हो गया. बाय मिस्टेक आल्सो शी कॉल्स हस्बैंड ओनली, नॉट समबडी. मैं शी सेज मैं उंगली टच हो गई, है ना? दिस इज वन पर्सन फॉर मी आल्सो. 1 मंथ में एक बार कॉल कम्स, ऐसे व्हाट्स द न्यूज़, एनीथिंग? नो स्वामी गलती से हो गया. अरे मेरा ही नंबर क्यों लगता है यार गलती से? इज नो मैटर. Isn't it? New cycle starts. He cannot go to movie. He cannot go to friends. He cannot go to party. He can never come late to office. Sunday, Saturday, dedicated to her. New cycle set up हो गया बस, है ना? And the only creative things he does now, he gets children. Once the children come and use it up, you understand? हो रहा है कि नहीं बताओ? In the same way, once the Paramatma's Shakti expresses as Chitta, when the Paramatma Tattva identifies with that Chitta, Chitta means Ahamvritti, then he became Jiva. This Jiva now, in his own Chitta, the Spandanas, with the Spandanas he starts having the Ragadvesha, then he does the Karma, then the Karma Phala, then the whole cycle sets up. That's what you are, and you and I are in now. This is called as Karma Chakra, this is called as Samsara Chakra, Kala Chakra, Janma Marana Chakra. In our morning class, very intelligently, the Shweta Shruta Rishi names it as Brahma Chakra. Brahmyate Brahma Chakra. Because our goal is Brahman. Try to relate if you can. Let's leave it. Okay. Therefore, you and I as Jiva is nothing but the Chitta and Spandanas. If the Spandanas of the mind is quietened through various sadhanas, then the Chitta Tadatma also is transcended and stay in pure consciousness. Other than that, there is nothing. This is another way of realizing self, abiding in it, and getting liberated from the never existing not self. Okay. Then yat chit chitvena kachanam sasampadhyabhidhatmakam savikarairvyavachchedyam vidyate no na vidyate. Hare Ram. All the chitta, upadis, neither they exist nor they are any way separate from the conscious self. Like the dream world, neither separate from the waking mind nor exists independently. एक वो confused स्थिति है. The moment you wake up, what do you realize? What do you mean by waking up? The whole dream world, dream me, it was never ever was there. So too in the pure self, this me, these upadis, this you, this jagat, all of them in the pure self are never there, Baba. All of them are kalpita. That's what is the next sloka, 50. 86th onwards. So tomorrow we'll study that. So 56 to 84, 66, 76, 86, 28 mantras are there. 27 or 28. 30 mantras. So maybe 3 or 4 days if we study, this Brahma Pratipadanam is touched by us. May our this study make us more sharper, subtler, and may our life only become more involved in this Adhyatmaka Shastra Shravanadhyena more seriously, sincerely than what we are now. So that seeing our this sincerity, the divine blesses us and we are able to grasp. है ना? किसी भी चीज इस जगत में तभी ग्रास्प होता है जब हम पूरा दिल लगाकर उसमें इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, है ना? Even a samsari living a beautiful samsaric life of arthakama, family, job, he can fully enjoy it only when he involves in it. वो आधा वेदांती बन गया, आधा गृहस्थ बन गया मानो, he cannot even enjoy that. He cannot enjoy laughter at home. He cannot enjoy the love of children, grandchildren. When the grandchild comes and sits in lap, hey, I am Brahman. That fellow says, yeah, you are Brahmita. He understands in his own language, Punjabi language. Like Punjab में कहते हैं, स्वामी जी, आप ब्रह्मचारी कब बने? They asked me first time. I said, इतना जल्दी कैसे पता चला आपको कि मैं ब्रह्मचारी हूँ? Then after 5 years of frustration, I understood that they cannot say brahmachari, therefore they say brahmachari. So the child understands. Dadaji is in Brahma, why I disturb myself? Utarkar, he goes to normal people. Adha Vedanti cannot even enjoy the Vyavahara. Isn't it? You have to be pakka serious there. Involve in it. Even fighting with wife or children, argument. उसमें वेदांती बनोगे तो न घर का न घाट का बनोगे. You must involve in it. In the same way, the Vedanta reveals it to us when we are totally into it. May we get that ability to differentiate these two involvements of us, of the world and worldliness, which are required for our Swadharma, not more than that. Let us be involved in that also sincerely without it disturbing our sadhana. Let us do our inner journey also so beautifully that it's not complicating our Vyavahara or others' relation with us. May we strike perfect balance. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll continue. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bol Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Vasishtha Bhagavan ki jai. Yoga Vaashishtha Ramayana Shastra ki jai. Thank you. Come, Yoga Taravali.